What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel where we talk all things faith, family, fitness, and finance. And in today's episode, we're going to be going into exactly how much I made in my very first month selling life insurance from my house. So for some of you guys, you already know that I had a recent career change. I went from a W-2 employee to working off 100% commission. So my goal my very first month was to make my old paycheck at least so that I could provide and pay for the bills like I'm used to for my family. Now, thankfully, my wife does earn good money, so I wasn't in an extreme dire situation, and we have a lot of savings. So God has been good to us. We weren't crazy in need. So thankfully, I didn't have that pressure, but I still wanted to make at least my paycheck's worth in this first month. So let's get right into the numbers. But before I do, I want to let you guys know this company that I work for is called an insurance marketing organization. So a lot of what they do is provide the marketing for us, and then we purchase leads from them. So I purchase my leads. I think it's like $8 a lead for the ones that I buy. And I buy some usually every week, and I call those leads. And these are people that have received a postcard from my company regarding mortgage protection life insurance. They fill out a little bit on the back, or they respond to it by phone. And from there, their lead comes across our company and they sell it to agents like myself. And so I buy all the leads in my area typically on a weekly basis. So like my county, Hidalgo County, I buy most of the leads there pretty much every week. And so I work based off of those leads, and the numbers that I'm going to show you are from those leads. So let's get right into the screen right here. As you can see, I have 416 dials. Now they do train us to triple dial because we are getting back to these people. It's not like we're a random telemarketer. These people actually inquired about our service. So they need to know, hey, we're actually not a robot. We're not trying to reach them about their car's extended warranty.
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
Like, we're a real person that needs to get a hold of them so that we can present the options that they were looking for. So this is 416 dials. It might be a little bit above that because there was 1 or 2 days that I didn't track really well. So I'm going to assume it's probably like 450 dials that I made. And out of those 450 dials, I did make 97 contacts. Now, that's speaking to an individual that was, the lead that I was looking for, right? I made 97 contacts. Out of those 97 contacts, there's all kinds of things. People hang up on you. People tell you, hey, I filled that out, but I'm not really interested. And that's totally cool. But out of those 97, 26 of them were appointments. So the average that they say that you should, make an appointment is 20% of the contacts that you make. So 1 for every 5 or 1 for every 4. And so I'm right in that range. 26.8% was my appointment ratio to contacts. Now this number right here, sat, that's how many people actually sat up with me. So if we look, only 11 people sat with me out of the 26 appointments that I made. And as you can see here, 14 of those were no-shows and 1 was a reschedule. So right here on the no-show rate, this is actually really high. Typically, they say that the average is 33% of people won't show to a meeting. So I have to look at myself and say, okay, what is it that I'm saying on the first call that is not, maybe giving enough urgency to the situation so that they actually show up for our scheduled time. And so I have to look internally at myself. What can I do better? And so I'm training, I'm talking to my manager, asking him, hey, how can I improve? And so I'm going to be getting that number up this next month. But this was my no-show rate. And out of the 11 people that sat down with me, if we go on to the next slide, 11 people sat down with me and I sold 5 policies. So 45% of people that sat down with me actually purchased something. Now, the annual premium, this number right here, for those who don't know, this is just the number of dollars that the individuals will pay over a year's basis. So if we divide this 7,212 by 5 policies, that's the average of the policies that I sold. That's how much they would pay over a year. You do get paid based on this number, but it's a percentage of that number. So this payout right here is $4,710. That's how much I made off of these leads over, 4 weeks. So 5 policies, 4 weeks, that's not a lot of policies per week, but thankfully there were a decent amount. So the upfront pay right here, we get paid on a percentage, like I said. So the payout here is 100% of the profit that we would make, but over the course of a year. Now, the insurance company pays me 75% of that upfront. Now, the reason they do that is because in case you ever get a chargeback, meaning somebody cancels their policy, they stop paying it for whatever reason in that first year, then you would get hit with a chargeback. Now, they withhold the last 3 months from you, or 25% of that premium, so that the chargeback isn't so big. And so at the 10th, 11th, and 12th month, I will receive the additional 25%. So total, I would have gotten paid this over the course of 12 months starting now, but I'm getting paid 75% of that upfront. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Now, I did spend $1,000 on leads, but here's what I'll say. I'm not done with those leads. I'm about maybe 70% fully done calling those leads, maybe less than that. I'm not too sure. Again, it's my first month, but I do know that I haven't gotten to reach a lot of them. I still need to reach out. There's a lot of these leads that haven't panned out yet. So if we look at it, I might be earning way more than this upfront from just the leads that I purchased off of $1,000. So anyway, just keep that in mind. Now, these numbers are just the people that I called directly, that came into my company, that I purchased a lead off of. This doesn't include any type of warm sales, which I'm going to go into those numbers as well. So if we go down right here, these are friends who wanted life insurance, okay? Friends who knew that I was having a career change. They were in the market for life insurance, and they said, you know what? I don't have any life insurance. I know I need some. Let's sit down and talk. So I sat down with 4 of them, and 4 of them got policies. And the annual premium on these plans was $3,954. And the payout for this, again, over the course of 12 months would have been $2,675, but upfront, what I get paid is $2,000, $2,006. So those are the policies that I sold to my friends who were in the market for life insurance. Now, I do have another metric that I keep track of that I want to share with you guys, and these are people that are also my friends or acquaintances that purchase life insurance, but they would not have known that I do life insurance unless I was putting it on my social media. And so if we go down to this next slide, these are people, as I said, friends who wanted life insurance, but would not have known if not for social media. So this is why it's extremely important to tell people what you do. I know that I follow Grant Cardone, and one of his biggest thing is like, if people don't know what you do, that is your fault. You know, because there's so many of my followers that are probably out there, you know, at their work getting life insurance from some guy they don't even know or some girl they don't even know, when they could have someone who they know and trust be their life insurance agent. So if people that follow me on social media, on YouTube, if they don't know that I do life insurance, that's my fault. And so I have to do my job of making sure that I stay on the forefront of people's minds. So out of the 3 people that reached out to me, I sat down with 3 of them. 2 of them purchased policies. One of them is still kind of thinking it over to see which plan would fit them the best. Very young guy, and he wants to make sure he gets the best plan. And so of those 3, 2 of them bought already, and the annual premium was $2,002, the payout $14, and upfront pay was $1,000. That is from social media. I have one more metric to share with you guys, and that is a referral. I got one referral from a friend, and I sat down with that person. They bought a policy. This was the annual premium. The payout was a little bit less because it was just an accidental plan, because that was what they qualified for, and the upfront pay was about $165. So grand totals, if we're looking at the entire month of October, these are the numbers that you guys probably want to see. I sold 12 policies. The annual premium was this. Payout was $9,000, and my upfront pay that I got paid this month is $6,814. Now, here's what I'll say about this. That last number, give or take $1,000, because I have one policy that is still pending, so it's not completely 100% yet in my bank account or anything like that, but that's one policy out of these 12 that is pending that would affect those numbers if it were to get canceled or if it were to get not approved or something like that. But it's looking pretty good, like it'll get approved anyway. That's just my disclaimer. This isn't like exactly yet, but that's what I'm projected to make for the month of October. Right now, it is the 31st of October when I'm recording this, so there's still, you know, a little bit of time for that policy to issue. Now, this is the number that I'm really excited about. This is the amount of life insurance coverage that I personally helped families get for their family. So we look at this top number, it's $2.62 million of coverage. That's between all 12 plans. That's how much coverage families now have because they did business with me and I did business with them. Now, the amount of accidental coverage is 1.25. So we're looking at a total of about $3.6 million of coverage just in 1 month that I was able to help families with. So that's a number that excites me because, man, I think about this often when I'm making dials and when it can get a little tough some weeks. What I do is I think about a funeral and I think about being there. And if I'm ever at a funeral of a friend or a family member, I want to make sure that I at least offered them life insurance. I can assume that they already have it through work or they already have it somewhere else, but I need to make sure that I did my due diligence, because if I go to a funeral and the funeral cost is hurting the family because they didn't have life insurance, guess what? That's my fault. I'm going to feel that pain, and I don't want to feel that pain. So because of that, my job is to just reach out to everybody and just make sure everybody knows that I do life insurance and I can help them. Because at the end of the day, if they didn't get life insurance, it's not because they didn't know I sold it. It's because they just didn't want to. Okay. And that's completely on them. And that's totally okay with me, because at least I did my job. All right. So those are the totals for this month. I will say that not everyone starts out that way. I know I have a little bit of an insurance background with Aflac. And so, yeah, I will be doing a review on the company that I'm with. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll be dropping a video on, how that's been, the pros, the cons, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, you can click on that video. But if not, guys, thank you for watching. I hope y'all are cheering me on. If you're a hater and you're wanting to see me fail, that's cool too. That fuels me. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Ben Garcia in the next one.